What deep in? Pele, hope you're doing good. RWS, 6th of June, finished yesterday. I didn't have time to record the recap, so I'm doing it now, Sunday morning. Let's get into it. The first fight, women's flyweight, Jada Ketley versus Macarena Murillas, Maka. I had Murillas winning unanimous decision. I thought it would be a tough fight, but I thought my tape study showed, or I thought showed Murillas being more technically diverse, using more different attacks than Ketley. And Ketley didn't look great in her loss against BOUT in her RWS debut. But that was in bantamweight, and I missed that she moved down to flyweight. So the prediction that I had went completely out the window immediately. Murillas had no solution to Ketley's distance. Ketley was teeping, she was using fast hands, she was kicking, she was doing the long knees, elbows, winning the clinch, dominating the clinch. Very impressive performance by Ketley, and yeah, didn't get that one at all. A very bad prediction by me. Now when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is not for me, the prediction stuff. But it got better after that. But yeah, that was a complete miss by me. Fight number 2, super featherweight, 130 pounds, Liam Patel versus Fapech Tepakin. I had Patel winning in second round through KO. I just thought that he was, first of all, he was like 20 centimeters taller. I thought if a Muay Thai specialist, knee specialist, is 20 centimeters taller than his opponent, a debutant in Fapech, I just couldn't really see Fapech doing a lot to disrupt that, to put a lot against Patel. The distance fight felt to me already lost when I was looking at the stats, and even though Fapech did some good things in the fight, he did a 1-2 chop down the legs. He had his moments. Patel, while not very technically sound at times, I think Patel's kicks are not that good. They're decent, but they're not that good. I think he has his chin in the air a little bit. I don't think his footwork is all that. I think he's a good fighter, definitely, but I just don't see the greatness, perhaps. But in the final seconds of the first round, he was pushing Fapech back, and then he found a beautiful head kick KO, and the fight was over. First round, I thought second, but I had Patel through KO, which happened. So 1-1. Moving on to the third fight, featherweight, 126 pounds, Denzel Takun versus Lu Zoshian. We have to talk about this one because there's a weird thing going on here. Before the fight, when I did my prediction, I found information on the RWS website about Lu. 1 and 2 on Raja KO, and then I found a fight footage from Kun Khmer fight in Cambodia, where he lost by head kick KO, left head kick KO, and I was thinking that in my prediction, oh, Takun, southpaw, he's gonna knock him out, left head kick. But then when Lu walks out, they say 15-0. And I say, wait, what? 15-0? On the website it says 1 and 2 on Raja KO. It doesn't say a full record even. And then I watched him lose a fight in Cambodia. So I started Googling. I was like, what is going on here? And this is the same Lu. The same Lu that fought is the same Lu that I Googled up and that is on the website. He lost in Raja KO a month ago. So how can he be 15-0 if it, I don't know who lied to who, but somebody lied. But that being said, Lu was a lot better than I predicted, a lot more tough than I predicted. He was walking forward. He actually dropped Takun, the super prospect. He dropped Takun first in the first round, and then he got dropped back. And then after that, Takun kind of put on the bigger moments from the back foot. very goodly, perfectly timed kicks and stuff like this. So yeah, Takun did the job. I thought he would get a first round finish, but it went the distance. He won through unanimous decision. But yeah, Takun did the job. I still think he is very talented. He has a big future in Muay Thai. I think he's only 19. But this fight exposed a little bit of the problems that I thought that Takun would be able to have against better fighters, which is boxing defense. He's not the greatest. He doesn't have a great guard. He does not, sometimes he moves his head, but I don't think he's gonna have problems with boxers. Definitely, if he can keep his distance, he's good. But those fighters that manage to cut the distance and get in close, I think Takun is gonna have a problem in this fight. Kind of show that. But yeah, I had a correct winner in this one as well. Moving on, fight 4, super featherweight, 130 pounds, Kaito Fukuda versus Mehdi Resai. Fukuda, former True For You bantamweight champion, former Thailand flyweight champion, very experienced fighter. Against a debutant in Resai. And I had the feeling that Fukuda would get the job done in the second round, KO. I thought elbow because Fukuda's elbows are crazy. But it came to a left hook. Resai had his moments in the beginning of the fight with an elbow. I think he stumbled Fukuda in the first round. But generally, from when the bell rang, from when the fight started, Fukuda was in control. He moved forward, he pressured. Resai didn't look like he wanted to deal with all of that pressure. He tried to get away, but he couldn't. And then in the second round, he was finished with the left hook by Fukuda, the experienced Fukuda. Very solid performance. I was 100% correct on that one. Second round KO for Fukuda, and yeah, Resai looked decent. I think he's gonna be back and good on the promotion, but Fukuda was too experienced. Fight number 5, welterweight, 142 pounds, Jack Ratchanon versus Thomas Aguirre. This was the fight of the night by far. Aguirre, heavy kickboxer, sitting down on his punches. Some hair or something on my face. Aguirre sitting down on his punches a lot. Not a Japanese kickboxer, but a heavy kickboxer, like sitting down on his punches, really, really, really putting power in boxing, especially with his uppercuts. That was a key that I saw before the fight. I was thinking that Aguirre would finish Jack in the first round. Jack is a good fighter. He's a tough fighter. He fought against Jack Collins a few times, and the last time he lost in a fight for the WMC belt. But I thought it would be a first round KO, or second round rather. But this fight went the distance. A very interesting fight. They kind of traded. Like Jack started bam bam bam, not the most heavy boxing combinations, but a lot of kicks, bam bam bam, and then Aguirre came back, bam 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 bam, with heavy boxing combinations, finishing with a low kick. And I think that's the difference in this one, was that Aguirre had bigger moments and more distinct moments in the fight. Jack stumbled Aguirre a few times, but the momentum always kind of came back to Aguirre, especially through boxing and especially through those uppercuts. I told you before, that was what I thought that he would finish with. I thought he would find an uppercut that dropped Jack. He didn't do that, but the uppercut was crucial all throughout this fight. Aguirre is very impressive with his boxing. He found a home for combinations all throughout these 3 rounds, and this was a fun fight to watch. Very, very fun fight to watch. And yeah, nothing more to say than that. I had the correct winner, not the correct round and way of winning, but still a win for Aguirre, who I'm excited to see more of. His boxing is very interesting. I'm a little bit worried when he sits down on his punches like that. Some fighters will chop down his front leg a lot, but still, very good performance by Thomas Aguirre. Next fight, the main one, light interim lightweight world title fight, 135 pounds, Samingdet versus Fluknoy. Was the fifth fight between the two, I believe. They fought once before in RWS, and then they fought a few times before as well. And I think that before this fight, it was 2 wins for Samingdet, 1 win for Fluknoy in the last fight, and then 1 draw. Um, and before the fight, I watched the first fight from last year, like 12 months ago, and my feeling when watching that one was that Samingdet, who is a Muay Thai, very technical, evasive, moves his head, uses footwork very well. He didn't look like himself in that fight. He threw a lot, but he missed, while Flukner was very calculated and calm, a lot better accuracy percentage, 74% compared to something that's around 50. And when I was watching that, I thought, I think Samingdet will have learned something from that fight, and I think he's gonna come back better in this one. I still thought that it would be a very close fight, split decision win for Samingdet, but Samingdet controlled the fight from the first round to the last. He cut Fluknoy in the first round with an elbow, kind of on the eyebrow, left eyebrow, and he started pouring down blood. Not too much, but still, it was a bad cut. And Fluknoy was, after that, he never really found his rhythm. I think he was disturbed by it, but for sure. And Samingdet didn't really look for the finish. He was, when he found that elbow, he was like, okay, I'll be calculated, I'll be calm, I'm not gonna walk into danger, I'll stand on range, throwing those whipping left kicks, which he did. And then once in a while he stepped through with an elbow or a big knee. But very, very good performance by Samingdet. Interim champion again in the lightweight division. And he's probably going to fight Igor Bikrev very soon, hopefully very soon. I don't think he took too much damage, and I believe he has to wait around 20 something days winning on decision before fighting again. But yeah, I feel like, and also with this, I think he kind of closed down the rivalry with Fluknoy in this one. Now Samingdet has 3 wins, 1 for Fluknoy and 1 draw. Very fun rivalry to watch, and maybe there's some worth to doing it more, but I feel like once a fighter, Samingdet in this instance, found a 3rd win, I don't see any point of really trying to get that one anymore. Maybe it's also better for Fluknoy not to be defined as the fighter who had this rivalry but lost against Samingdet, you know? So we'll see. Maybe they'll fight again in the future if Samingdet manages to get the belt from Igor Bikrev, and then Fluknoy moves up the rankings. Maybe they can do another one for the title. Would still be fun, but the way it looked in this one, Samingdet is a more technical fighter, I believe. Fluknoy is very, very technical, don't get me wrong, but Samingdet is very, very, very good, and it showed in this one. Very clever fighting, very calculated, calm, very good fight. And yeah, I had Samingdet split decision, but he won through unanimous. And then we move on to the last fight of the card. Petdet versus Solfi. Petdet, the super flyweight champion, was supposed to fight Petechin, the interim champion, for like a unification bout, but Petechin had to withdraw, and instead Petdet moved up to bantamweight, where he fought Solfi, 0-1 on RWS, a fighter that before when I did my prediction, I saw Solfi as I saw him as a fighter that is talented, has grit, is fun to watch, but a little bit one-sided. Most of his attacks ends up with a right elbow, and I didn't think that would work against Petit, a champion, a very experienced fighter like Petit. The first round, though, he had his moments. Solfi, he did okay, didn't perform poorly by any means, but he kind of ran away a little bit. Petit found some huge punches, and in the second round, I had a first round finish, but yeah, the finish came in the second. Petit found the clinch, and that's when the difference really showed. He held on to that neck of Solfi, and he threw I don't know how many knees. I didn't count; it was too many to count. He threw left knee after knee after knee after knee. Solfi even stopped trying to escape the clinch and just held his arms below his to cover his belly to not get messed up too much. But yeah, impressive performance by Petit. Hopefully, we get to see the fight against Petr Chin soon. This was not a fight that was supposed to be even. Sophie stepped up on shorter notice, and it is what it is. You know, uh, I think Sophie's gonna come back. He's gonna be a fun fighter to watch in the bantamweight division, or maybe he should move down to super flyweight as well. Maybe he can not get better. That's the wrong word. He's already a good fighter, but work on his technique a little bit, diversify his technique a little bit, and maybe he can fight against Petit in the future again. But Petit easy win. I had KO first round. It came in the second, but overall, good card, fun card to watch, and I had six out of 7 winners correct, which is a good weekend as well. We started out pretty shaky with the Ketley win, but after that, I feel like I did good. So yeah, thank you for watching this recap video, and I'll see you in the next prediction next weekend. I think it's a title fight. I can't remember who it is now. I have to do my research on it. Marie Rumey versus yeah. I'll do my research on it, and I'll see you in the prediction video for that event. Kapkumancha.